Welcome to the first Swarf and Chips of 2017. Here's what's coming up later on in the show. However, myself and the team would love to wish you a very happy new year.
You too, happy New Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Have a good Christmas.
To all the viewers at home.
I love my Christmas. It's family time, isn't it? It's amazing.
You look like you enjoyed yours. Had your nose in the trough. Oh dear me, yeah, you certainly had a good time, didn't you?
Have you got any comeback or anything?
I've got plenty on my phone actually, so by the time this makes the edit, they'll be on there as well, so fear not.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. Okay, comments. We've got to kickstart the show with some comments, and we have to be quite selective because we have so many, but do keep bringing in your comments. Now, I watch MTD videos and have found them very informative and well made. This is Martin Small from Small Engineering. He says, it is interesting to see new machines and tooling bringing benefits to British manufacturing companies. He wants a little mention as well. He's a specialist in small machine parts produced on CNC sliding head lathes.
He's talking about my videos, by the way.
Is he? Oh, right.
Very good ones. And 3D Monolution, Zach Green, who's the director, has written in. Very nice, thank you very much, Zach. Just a quick email to say that I have recently watched some of the Swarf and Chips videos, and I think they are interesting and informative. The presenter, Lyndsey, comes across very well and gels with the others.
Is that definitely on there?
It is
Yours
written.
sincerely, Lyndsey.
I paid him. No. Also, after watching some of the Swarf and Chips videos, I have then watched some other videos regarding machines that could lead to a purchase.
Perfect.
That's what we set out to achieve. It's
Yeah.
good news.
Right, kickstarting Kaiser. They make quite a bold statement here. They say they've got the best milling chucks on the market or your money back. Let me ask, how are they measuring this?
Well, that's a good question, but it can only come back to productivity. They want to be removing more metal, they want better surface finishes, hold tighter tolerances. And, you know, sat here, are they the best in the world? We can't say they're the best in the world, but, you know, if they're brilliant. They are brilliant. And I suggest you get in touch with ITC, who are the agents for big Kaiser in the UK, and give it a try. You can't lose, can you?
How do you measure it though? What is the measurability?
Productivity.
Okay.
So improved productivity from what they've already originally got.
Yeah, exactly. People will buy a £100,000 machine, maybe more, a £50 end mill or whatever it might be, and they buy a cheap tool holder. It's just counterproductive. You know, you do need to invest in you know, world-leading tooling.
It shows confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you want, isn't it, at the end of the day? XYZ, is it their first ever 5-axis machine? What's this going to do to the industry?
Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be really interesting because there's a lot of 5-axis machines in the market. XYZ are very well known for selling hundreds of machine tools every year. They kind of can sell anything from conventional mills and lathes right the way through to the CNC turning centres and Y-axis lathes, but now they're stepping into the 5-axis arena. Comments from Nigel Atherton, the managing director. They've spent a lot of time researching the market. They've not kind of jumped in with 2 feet. They've researched and they've found a machine here which, when you read the spec of the machine, it's very high specification. It comes with linear scales. You can have either Siemens or Heidenhain control, the latest Heidenhain control. It's a fast machine. You can have sort of like 12, 15K spindles. So you know, it's going to be interesting because
it is. It's kind of a natural progression for the company. They've had a 5-axis for a while, but it's always been a bolt-on table, so a 3-axis machine with a 2-axis rotary table.
I kind of guessed that this was going to happen in some ways. We went to XYZ last year looking at machines, and Nigel even said at the time, he said, when you come back in the new year, we're going to have some new products. And in my head, I was thinking, what is going to be the next thing from XYZ? And I'm not surprised.
I personally feel, and I don't know if this is a little bit of an iffy question, is this going to be a threat to many companies?
Of course,
yeah,
of course it will. Yeah. It will be a threat to other suppliers of 5-axis machines, but it will be great for the marketplace because it means once again there is more choice and availability for companies that want a 5-axis machine tool.
Moving on next, we've got the HK3D. Now, this gentleman here, Ben, he works with SMEs, and I just want to ask the question, if a company wants to prototype, is it for the company, the engineering firm, to contact Ben, or is it the other way around? How does it work?
No, Ben and the WMG, they've got funding, and basically they're there to assist SMEs, like you say. So you come up with you wouldn't just take a normal job there, it needs to be something, you know, something new, a bit of R&D. And you take your idea, in this case it's a who was a cookie cutter. You'd take that to Ben, or Ben's team rather, and you'd get some free advice. That's design. In this case, obviously, we're talking about the MJP 2500 3D printer. But yeah, that's across the board at the WMG, really. So yeah.
So basically, if someone wants a prototype, they go straight to this Ben, and on this 3D printer, they're going to create either the tooling or the actual product that they are trying to create.
For sure. Nature of 3D printing, you're not going to make millions. In that case, they probably made, I don't know, half a dozen, proved out the process, get the correct component, and then it would be a moulding process. But just helping SMEs get a product to market, essentially.
The WMG group, they've got lots of machining capabilities within their factory. This is obviously 3D printing or additive manufacturing. Good endorsement for HK3D, because I would expect they would have been up against stiff competition to put a machine in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's not one of these ones where you give them a machine, they pay for the machines, and they did actually go to market. I'm not sure if we said in this video, but they did go to market, and they looked at 5. And the nearest to this was over double the price of the MJP 2500. That is a very well priced machine.
That's what I took from watching this interview. One thing that I was really surprised at is that biscuit managed to stay there whilst we talked.
Again, back to food.
But no, on a serious note, he was, looking at the machine, some of the things he highlighted, especially the price and the performance, were two.
Because he had the gum shield in.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a gag for that one.
I was going to say you're going to need the gum shield. Keep on. But yeah, no, 3D Systems, world leader in additive manufacturing, 3D printing, both on the metal and in this case the plastic. But it's supplied by HK 3D Solutions, and Ben loves it.
Did you eat the biscuit?
No.
No.
He's out of date. Moving on.
Paul, right, okay, you went back to university, didn't you?
Well, I've never been there before. It was the first venture into the education arena. We often have gags about this, but yeah, this UTC college was it's fantastic to go here and see these new machine tools that they'd bought. But more interestingly, to find out how youngsters between the ages of 14 and 16 can actually go here instead of school. I'm not saying that that's a move for everybody, but if you are hands-on, practical, and you want to learn in a manufacturing environment as close to real time as you can, then this is the sort of place these UTCs are cropping up throughout the country.
It's quite interesting how he was saying that the machine level and capability they're creating, and obviously they've gone through strict ruling as to what machines they can have, but it's almost, once you're finished here, you can walk straight into a machine shop and not feel like there's a big gap of education.
That was, in some senses, 600 UK are the suppliers of the Clausing, the Harrison and the Colchester machines. So it was their invitation, or they invited us here to look at this. But you're right, what they were trying to get the message out of, or what they wanted to do, was have machines here that when they go to work in a manufacturing environment, they're the same types of machines that you see on a daily basis. You see there a Colchester student, how common is it to see one of those machines in the field? The Clausing machines are very well built turret milling machines. And then the Harrison Alpha there is a machine that you can have driven tools from a turning perspective. So you've got a little bit of technology in there as well.
It's like a showroom, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely superb. But the only problem is getting there when it comes to Scarborough, because there's only one road in and one road out, and it really is. Yeah, it's a long old journey.
On this clip, and I'm sure we'll be able to show you, but at 6 minutes and 15 seconds, your face is a little bit of a shocker.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Joff can show you that.
Yeah, sure. But the reason being is when you asked him the question about how many students are going to, finish at this college and move on, he said by next year it'll be 600. It's a lot.
It really is brilliant. I can't say enough about how we often hear people down-talking manufacturing, down-talking government investment in education. This goes against all of that and just shows that actually, there is a future for manufacturing and there's a future for youngsters in this sector.
So next up we've got KOSO Kentintrol, and they make huge valves for the oil and gas industry, and from huge castings actually. But you said they are a solution provider. Why do you say this?
Yeah, I mean this is, I really like this video for a few reasons, but one of them being that often when we go and visit engineering companies, probably 99 times out of 100, you go into machine shops where they've got machining centres, 2-axis lathes, a Colchester lathe and a milling machine. But you go in here and this is just, they've got two kind of twin pallet big machines. This is a horizontal machine here, which is doing, like you say, some really challenging work. They're unique, almost very, very unique. It's good to see a company in this position, of course, getting the benefits from the Starrag's machines.
Sure, I like the overturning in this video. It's quite therapeutic if you watch it.
Yeah, well, this type of part, when you see it come up and again in a minute, before they would have machined this, I think it was on 5 different machines. And manoeuvring a part around a machine shop of that size and nature is a challenge in itself, but to actually complete the component in one hit using the machine that they've got there is a massive, massive benefit. So it's a really, really interesting case study.
Dugard, they've got a new machine available. It's called the SMEC machine.
Yeah, SMEC used to be Samsung. Now this is one of the latest models, the 1600M. Small machine. I don't know what you're smiling at. Small machine, 12-station turret on this machine with driven tools, tail stock. It's got the tool setting arm, parts catcher, all the things that you would expect on a small machine like this. But one of the reasons I wanted to highlight this machine was really the change in the brand from name from Samsung to SMEC, which is going to become popular for Dugard.
What is SMEC?
It's Samsung Machines Engineering Company, or Machine Tools Engineering Company.
Why have they changed
So it's still the
it?
same machine. It's not an inferior product to a
No,
Samsung.
no. It's as the brands. They wanted to basically rebrand. Samsung have. I don't know the finite detail, but the model of the machine has been upgraded as well. This particular machine here has got a FANUC control, but they do come with other controls too. And yeah, it will be a popular seller for them because it's small, compact, but very competitively priced, and it's available in stock.
Next, Mark and I are going to be joined by a special guest. So you guys go off, make a cup of tea, and you can have a gingerbread man as well.
Beautiful. Gingerbread man for you.
Just one. Raid the biscuit tin.
Mark and I are now joined by Steve Malone, who is the UK sales manager for Hella. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you for welcoming me here.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. In a nutshell, can you describe Hella?
Hella Machine Tools, German machine tool company, prestige German machine tool company. We've been around for over 120 years at our headquarters in Germany. And we've been in the UK now for just over 40 years manufacturing machine tools for the UK market and for our overseas market. We have a reputation maybe for large projects, but we also sell and provide standalone machines to many companies in the UK and overseas.
And it's interesting because I reckon most engineers who use machine tools probably don't realise that Hella actually manufacture in the UK. And we should be proud of that because there's not many left, Steve, is there?
No, we're only one of 2 manufacturers in the UK. The other one not so far away from us. However, we are the largest horizontal machining centre producer in the UK.
Hella have been here 40 years. Why have you chosen to continue manufacturing in the UK?
We're continuing manufacturing in the UK post the 40 years simply because we've had an awful lot of success over those years. The machines that we make are top quality machines. We ship them around the world and we don't get many back. So obviously the company, the headquarters are happy with what we do. So yes, that's why we've continued to stay here.
Steve, apprentices, you're investing in the future, of course, being here 40 years.
Yeah, and we look to be here for the next 40 years. What we've done in those previous 40 years is continue to invest in our workforce by the employment and introduction of an apprentice scheme. Every year we take on maybe 4 or 5 apprentices, and this year's no exception.
Right, okay, new products?
Well, HF, for instance, I mean, we was in A&B Stuttgart. You launched the HF, which is your first 5-axis machine tool. But, tell us a little bit more about that, Steve.
Well, it's not our first 5-axis machine, it's our first 5-axis trunnion machine for the general market. Again, the UK has been chosen for production of that machine. We've made large, significant investment for the production of that machine. And again, if I go back to what we said before, our previous success has led to this investment to take us on to the next 40 years. We've introduced a new flow line, and at the moment we're going through a brand new office refurbishment, which will be complete maybe early spring.
Can I jump back a little bit? Because you went to Stuttgart. I know it wasn't very long ago, but how successful has the launch been?
We consider it to be very successful. The build in the UK has been quite successful. The prototypes in Germany has been successful, but the highlight of the success is the cherry on the cake, which is the first machine which was produced in the UK, came off the production line just before Christmas, and it was purchased by a UK company, and we're pleased to say a UK aerospace company.
And the lovely thing is that we produced a video that's going to be launched very shortly, isn't it, to actually show this. So it's an exclusive for MTD to be there to see that machine before it went to the first customer.
Nice, I like it. Now I want to go on about Redditch. Take us almost through a journey. What have you got in Redditch?
Ooh, Redditch is, we have 150 employees, or around 150 employees. We have a production shop floor which is capable of delivering a minimum of 200 machines a year. We look to increase that production level with the introduction of the new HF range of machines, and we have quite an extensive engineering department which allows us to deliver anything from a standalone machine to a full turnkey project for any of the major automotive OEMs.
And can engineers just walk in and visit? What do they have to arrange an appointment?
It'd be nice if they called us first, but pretty much we offer an open door policy, and the open door policy is please come in, see what we've got. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
And I think any OEM, any subcontracting company who's looking at the type of machines that you produce, you've got to visit the showroom to have a look at how they're actually building it from a manufacturing point of view, not just about the end product.
Agreed, because the end product, whilst being very important, it's the support functions around that end product, which is the machining centre itself.
So the market perception is often that you provide big projects to companies, and then you've got, is this what everyone's looking at Hella thinking they're untouchable? Is that what happens?
I wouldn't say everybody, but there's a big majority out there who think that if I was going to use an analogy of any form, I would say a Bentley. Most of us would like to drive a Bentley, and a lot of people would like to buy a Hella. Now, some people think Hellas are not affordable. Yes, we do supply big turnkey projects to a lot of OEMs in the UK and overseas, but please come and see us. You might be surprised what you could get. You might be able to afford that Bentley. Well, not the Bentley, the Hella.
The Hella.
Because a lot of your success has been in automotive. However, with the HF, it does open other areas like oil and gas, power generation, aerospace, I suppose.
It does. It opens an awful lot of new opportunities, but it's also to answer questions from the automotive market. Automotive is looking at 5-axis, medical's looking at 5-axis, oil and gas is looking at 5-axis, aerospace definitely looking at 5-axis. Yes, it just gives us more opportunities.
And I know you've got some events coming up, Italy, India, Germany, to name but a few. Is there any in the UK that are happening in 2017?
Yeah, late spring, early summer, we will host a open house at our facility in Redditch, and everybody's welcome. I think there's a lot to see. As I say, the flow line, the facility itself, our production facility, but our brand new offices that should be complete early spring.
So you're basically saying get in touch, whichever size company you are, you're growing as a company and you want to help engineers expand their company too.
Without question. Have confidence in Hella, you won't be disappointed.
Thanks, Steve.
But before you go, we would like to present you with this beautiful MTD mug, but also, as you're a Reds fan, it's obviously going to sit on your table.
Well, let's hope this is not the last trophy a Chelsea supporter surrenders to us this year.
Oh dear. Colin, MTD Network, it's our first show of 2017.
First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Glad to be back. Had a nice break, but straight into it.
Straight into it, okay.
Inquiries already coming in, engineers knocking on the door, wanted to find out what's going on, us doing videos and things like that. So
I feel like the theme of today is investments.
it certainly is. It just want to highlight firms that are successful, and it's not just about buying machines, it's also taking that next step and investing in other things that bring that success.
PES, our first company, they've invested in a new DMG Mori NLX and Hardinge Bridport.
That's right, yeah. Martin, very proud of the machines. It just gives them that extra elements of capacity so they can manufacture different types of components. But it's not just about the machines, which he absolutely raves about. It's investing in other things. So he's got a new aerospace skilled technician or engineer.
Okay, and how's that going to benefit?
It really, you know, engineers, they're all very skilled, but this just takes them outside that box. They've got that special niche there so they can do.
Bit of a USP
Absolutely.
to the competitors.
Yep, completely. Most definitely.
You don't really hear of that nowadays, do you?
Not really, but also we're going to shout about it as well because we're doing an email campaign about what Martin's doing. So that's coming out shortly, so watch your space for that.
He's also invested the Wittyvac.
Is it the Wittyvac? I don't know about pronunciation, so you have to excuse me on that one. But it's a great...
It's a vac mat.
It is, absolutely. What it does, holds down the component without having to clamp or anything like that. So it lets you do profiling and those flat components. To be honest with you, I don't know enough about it, but we have got a video which is going out with their email campaign, so it's really worth a watch of that to see what it does. But it's a great piece of equipment that, again, takes them outside the square and enables them to do slightly different components.
Right, that's PES.
Yep.
Now, MJ Allen, I heard they've created a new website.
They have. Tim at MJ Allen, the company's been going years, but again, he knows that to grow and be successful, you need to do other things outside the box. First point of call when customers or people are looking to buy stuff is, of course, website.
Yeah.
So they've upgraded the website and it looks fantastic. It's got some of our videos on there.
On the TV section.
That's right. I mean, we went out there last year. Chris, our cameraman, was actually raving about it because they've got a foundry, so they do castings, and it just going out seeing engineers and doing the videos for that about their machines and their companies is great, but this just makes it slightly different. Really, really great video.
Yeah, I imagine. They've just won a new award as well with HSBC.
Absolutely. Very prestigious, forward-thinking company. So they're looking outside the box and looking to expand overseas. So really great honour for them.
Are they producing anything new now then?
They are. They've got the foundry, they make casings, but what they're doing now, they've just won a contract for gear transmissions with a large automotive firm. I can't say who the firm is, but that's about to go live very, very soon. So we're booked in to go out at the end of February to do a number of videos for them. So watch your space. We're looking forward to that.
You're busy.
Yeah, all the engineers keep us very, very busy, but we love doing it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Titan, now they're new to the MTD network.
They are. I've been chatting with Zoe from Titan Motorsports for a long time. They've joined us from the 1st of January, and so we're looking forward to doing a lot of videos, emails, and work with them, getting their name out to market. I mean, they're really well known, Titan Motorsport, for their motorsport, but they do a lot of other stuff. Great heritage from, I think, from the 1970s, and their own sort of high-end sports vehicles, but they do a lot of other stuff as well, so we're going to promote that.
Their machines, are they mainly Haas?
Mainly Haas. We actually did a video with the MD Oz last year. Great guy, great character, very engaging. But they've also recently bought a Doosan, which that's on our website, so have a look at that.
Back to investing.
Key to it. And they're working, we're going to go out in there in video at the end of January if the paint is dry. So he's been nagging the guys, get the machine shop. It's a great machine shop, but they're just painting it also. Hopefully the paint will dry when we arrive.
I hope so. They're expanding as well. Was it the fact that they're taking over?
They're taking over pretty much whole industrial estate. Every time I go there, they've got a new building. So again, just key to their success.
It's investment.
Yep.
If you're investing, you've got space, you need more machines, you're getting bigger, you're growing. You're probably getting, well, you are going to be getting better at what you're doing as well. Okay, last but not least is Empire. Now, we recently did some videos here and they have a lot more, is it sliding head lathes?
Sliding head, so they really know. They've got a lot of star machines with the bar feeds, so they're working 24/7. Stuart has identified, though, again, as the theme of today, investment. So they've bought some other software machinery to go with those machines. So they bought Factory Wiz, which essentially monitors the whole factory and makes sure they can identify where people and machines aren't being efficient, and then they can streamline it. He can even monitor on his phone. So at the weekend,
he's not going to have one.
No,
he's going to
correct.
So how does it measure people's efficiency? What are the fine details of this?
You'd need to watch the video, but essentially everything's linked in to a software system, so they can see when the machine's not running, if it stopped working, even if the guys have gone for a fag break, or if they started late. So they're watching how the machine's performing, and that could be the guys as well as the actual machine. So they can identify that and control.
He's on top of it, he's controlling it.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much. I've got to go join the guys because they're on a break.
Again. Thank you, Lyndsey.
Oh my goodness. Did you enjoy your break? You can tell it's January.
You want some green ones?
No thanks. I'm a red man.
Right, we're going to be back discussing deals now. So to kick start, we're going to be talking about the Huachon from Ward High Tech. Big machine. What have they got in?
Big turret. This is the machine here, available in stock at the moment, which we may have mentioned this machine before, but incredibly available in stock. This turret here, I just want to point this out, has got kind of two sides to it, which means that you can double up on your tool holder to give your boring bar more support, because you've got a wider surface area on the turret to support the tool, which means you can do deeper cutting boring operations, but also get more security.
Is that what it's down to? Is it down to rigidity? That's about it?
Yeah, because this type of machine is all about that, isn't it? It's all about size, weight, stability. You can see this demo they run here, turning a shaft with a steady on it. Yeah, that's what this machine is really about, and it's available in stock, which is pretty incredible. And I know there's an extra special offer on this particular machine
And
at the
that's
moment
from Ward High
From
Tech.
Ward High Tech, yes.
Right.
You can go to their showroom in Sheffield and see this machine in action.
Right, okay, Mitsubishi, they've got an offer of the week. What is it?
Well, it's the MV1200R, but before I talk about the machine, I'll just talk a bit about HK. HK Technologies, we know they sell 3D printers and various other things, but what you get on the EDM side, Scott and the rest of his team are very, very knowledgeable in that market. There's never an issue they can't resolve if there ever is an issue with the machine. He's been with Mitsubishi for quite some time and he knows the market particularly well. But to talk about the machine, it's the MV1200R. It's not a brand new model, but it's one of the newer models in the range. They've actually got 33% of the global market share in EDM, by the way, Mitsubishi. So they're not playing at it. They're one of, if not the biggest players in the world on the EDM side. But to talk about the machine, it's got new drive technology. You know, if you take all the clothes off, as we say, it's a very well built, robust machine. The build quality is there as well. And also, when you buy the machine with any EDM, they're quite expensive to run. They all are. But this has got best-in-class consumption of wire, and wire is the biggest on cost after the purchase. And second to the wire is the electricity. And again, it's got new generators and things in the machine, which significantly reduces the power consumption. So it's a very, very good machine, and it's on offer. It's our offer of the week this week, or next week rather, and it's available from HK for the next 3 months. Not just that machine, you know, when that machine's gone, which it will sell any number of machines after for the first 3 months of the year.
But that machine's in stock in rugby?
In stock in rugby, go and see it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll buy it.
Okay, events. Now, what I picked up from the Herco open house, now this was in December, wasn't it? David Waghorn spoke more about this not being so much of a sales tool but more of a networking event, and he had so many suppliers there, everyone talking to one another. Why has he gone more on this approach than the set? Don't get me wrong, he said he sold machines, but why did he go down this route?
It's interesting you took that from this video actually, because one of the big things that Dave will always put, this is one of their most successful open houses that they do every year, year in, year out. I think we've mentioned it before on the show, but they do this special offer, X demos, December, and people are getting into the habit of knowing that the Herco Deals open house is going to happen early part of December. So that's probably the core focus, but also as you've rightly spotted, there's a big emphasis on bringing partners into this show and offering engineers a very broad perspective of what's available in the market to support a machine tool purchase. As he says, CAD/CAM with open mind there, you know, tooling suppliers, you know, there's lots there to be seen.
And to be honest, I think it's quite clever. I know you're not reinventing the wheel by doing this, but it's quite clever. What you said is correct, but getting people to these events is quite challenging. So some of those engineers might be there going to see Open Mind, and they might be going to see their tooling supplier, but whilst they're there, they're in the Herco showroom. It's the best, that's where Herco want them. So I think it's good. It works the other way. You might go and look at a tool holder and you think, crikey, I didn't know Herco did a 5-axis machine, or whatever it might be.
But it was packed. We went to 2 events at Herco in the last quarter of 2016, and both of them were jam packed throughout the entire day. And you
Not
don't
just rammed, jam.
You don't, rammed. Yeah. That's twice busy. Rammed. Yeah.
Food again.
But you don't expect to see that at shows these days, because people do struggle to get people to events. But they've cracked it. They really have cracked it, and it's a very good show.
Now, you plugged the Romy Blue Circle event last year. How was it?
It's a good event, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you said, we plugged it last year. Blue Circle event. It was extra discount to what Romy would normally give end of year, trying to remove the stock. And I'm not sure they sold everything in truth, but I know they sold a lot of machines. It wasn't busy, there wasn't hundreds of people there, but the people that were going there
Quality.
were going to buy a machine, because they know that if they didn't sign by the Friday at 5 p.m, they couldn't have a machine for that price. So everyone who was going in there went there to buy a machine.
Matsuura, they've got an open house coming up. It's the 7th, 8th and 9th. Is that all February?
No, it's of March.
March. They're based in Leicester, and they've got another
Colville.
machine.
Should we do that bit?
Yeah, so they're based in Colville, and coming up on the March 7th, 8th and 9th, they've got the UK launch of the MX330 PC10 machine, which is a 5-axis machining centre with a 10 pallet pool on it. that this is going to be a big seller.
Do you have to have the pallet pull?
Well, I think the whole idea, we've looked at the MX330 already as a machine tool, but with the pallet pull, obviously, a lot of what Matsuura talk about is minimising downtime, maximising uptime, and a pallet pull.
I would say it's going to be the easiest machine I've ever sold. I really do, because the MX range, okay, if that was the first MX machine, it'd be a challenge. But there's so many of them about.
They do not, they're a company that do not struggle to sell machine tools for sure, even in difficult market
People have a lot of confidence in this company. I've
product.
always heard that.
We'll be at this show on the, as I say, 7th, 8th and 9th of March.
Why March? It's normally October, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is a new machine, so the purpose of the event is actually to go for this.
Isn't Colville in Leicester?
Sheer.
Thanks, guys. Make sure you're watching next week because Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence are taking over the show. If you want to watch any previous episodes, click on the links on the screen. Keep those comments coming in and, of course, as we always say, keep those spindles turning.